Welcome to Next to Madison, a podcast to help you live your best life. Welcome back to another episode of Next to Madison. I am your host, Madison Malloy, and on this episode, we are sitting down with a queen of exquisite style, Shelli Stelmak. I'm very excited to talk with her. We talk about what to wear to an event, how to create more confidence in your life, how an event planner can actually save you money, how to prepare for a red carpet event, and also watching your language. Your language has a lot of impact. So you want to make sure you're never talking bad about yourself or others. So we kind of dive into all of that. It's a fun conversation. It is useful for everybody. Everybody has events or parties and they always say, wow, gosh, what am I going to wear? Well, she's going to break that down. And also we all need to have more confidence because life is meant to be amazing. So you are going to want to hear this episode. It is great. We'll be right back after this brief message with our guest. Hey, it's Madison Malloy. I'm excited to announce that my new book, Time to Lighten the Fuck Up, is now available online and in stores. You can pick up your copy today by going to Amazon or barnesandnoble.com. This new book is a humorous self-help guide to help you remove the obstacles that are holding you back so you can take things less seriously and live a more enjoyable life. I'm so excited for you to read it. Now back to the show. Hey, welcome back. We are with our amazing guest on this episode of Next to Madison. I have with me Shelli Stelmak. I'm very excited. She is the queen of exquisite style. Shelli, welcome to the show. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm very excited to have you here because you are you do so much, but you are like a celebrity event planner. You're a red carpet host. You have a company called Party in a Box. So tell us more about yourself and then we'll kind of get into all the individual things that you do and tips you can give us.
Absolutely. So I am a celebrity and event planner. Really, I deal with a lot of entertainment with over a decade of experience in luxury lifestyle, including fashion, events, red carpets, on-air acting, hosting, you name it, I've been there.
That's amazing. And so you obviously love planning events because you really built an amazing business around event planning, which is amazing because I tried to put together recently a surprise birthday party for one of my friends and it was such a headache.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I think it really takes a lot of effort and it's about planning and it really is about knowing what you're doing. And most importantly, it's really about people think when they're planning an event, it's about them. It really is about the guests because that's what makes it all so fun.
Yeah.
If you as a guest, you've been to parties and you can say it's good or bad. It's the feeling that you have when you leave. So if the host can think about, what their guests are going to be like and feel like, that's what's going to make the event great. And that's going to bring it the energy that it needs to make it great.
And so that's okay. That is actually very well said because you're thinking, you're not thinking about how you're going to do things. It's what is the experience that your guests are going to have.
That's what they leave with. They're not going to remember a lot of the decor or the reason why, especially like years, of after the event. They're going to just remember, I remember going to one of Shelli's events and it was amazing. And it's because when you actually create these events, it's about making them feel special and considering them. If you're having older people in the event, you don't want to have like young hip hop music. Do you know what I mean? And vice versa. You really have to consider your guests as you're planning it. And even if it's for you and about you, your birthday or your wedding, you still have to consider who's there. Because that's what's going to give them the energy to enjoy it and remember and leave with the feeling of like, I had a really great time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so what's a typical budget that somebody should plan for if they want to host an amazing event?
That's a trick question. I actually like to work the opposite way. What I would actually say is pick your budget and then go from there. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, oh, I don't have a budget. We'll just say, oh, believe me, it'll rack up. So I suggest start with the budget, stick with the budget. You can always add on a little bit or take away, making sure that the most important elements are taken care of. And then you could do the extras because you can go. I mean, we all have a different idea of what a medium budget is or a lower high budget. So it's not a number. It's like you need to decide on the number and then work around that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And do you do weddings as well?
Weddings, all types of events. I talk about it more on air these days, but yes, I still do for my my special guests and clients. I do that. I'll still do events, more so talking about it and giving a good explanation and consulting with those who need it on events.
Yeah, because the prices of weddings these days are bananas.
It could be, it can be, and it doesn't have to be. It's all, just stick to your budget. Use an event planner. No matter what, people think that an event planner will add a lot of cost to it. They'll help you save money. So especially if you have a good one, that's an honest one, they'll help you save money. They'll tell you what's important. If they're straightforward, they might get you discounts in the different areas, which is what I'd like to do I always did for my clients. I passed on whatever discounts I had to my clients so that my fee made sense. And they appreciated it. And in the long term, I got a lot more clients out of it. So I just think being straightforward, no matter what you do and being honest, really, really shines through. So
Yeah.
you can make an event, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, sweet 16, anything, a birthday party at any budget.
And I like what you said. That was such a keynote. Hiring an event planner can actually save you money because they have the relationships with the vendors, they know what they're doing, and they can help you where you need to cut. And maybe you're thinking of something you actually don't need. So that's very well said, because I think most people kind of go to the default of, I can't afford an event planner.
Of a good, honest event planner will save you money.
Yeah.
Save
Okay.
you money, will make up for it in their fee. And by the way, your own time is worth a lot of money too. You can't get back your time. And there's so
Yeah.
much to it. And they will bring in that extra special, like the elements that really brings everything together and makes it cohesive.
Okay, perfect. Now let's talk about what you should wear to an event. Because I have no style. I don't.
Okay, well, we'll
I
have a
really
call
don't.
later and I'll help you out with that. I get that. I actually get that a lot as well. Always try and find out what the event is about. I'm constantly asked to come to different events. One, let's say it's a restaurant. Look up the restaurant so you can tell. They're city chic. Usually you're wearing jeans with high heels, and you know what? But it may not be that way. It might be even dressier. It might be even more low key. I think the phrase of being appropriate is what's stylish. Just because
Yeah.
you're wearing a couture outfit, I happen to be going to an event that is like next with a lot of rock and rollers. I will be there. I'll be interviewing people myself. The point is that I'm not going to be dressed in, haute couture, top to bottom, runway fashion. I'm going to be dressed rock and roll appropriate,
Yeah.
It is be appropriate for the occasion. Find out what it is. Don't be afraid to ask the host, whoever it is, or wherever you got the invite from, what is the dress code?
Yeah.
Know
So,
what you're getting yourself into so that you are appropriate. And by the way, as a planner, I also, if I could give this tip to everyone, is that I always have a backup in my car, something a little less and something a little more. I have everything like in this like bag of mine, like my, it's an all bag of like extra makeup overnight, just in case I have to run and stay somewhere if it's getting too late, whatever it is, an extra dress and like pair of jeans just in case. And
oh,
believe you
that's
me, I
smart.
actually have been like, I'll be right back, and throw on a dressier dress or dress down as soon, if I felt like it was inappropriate, whatever it was. If I
That's
got
a
misinformation or was.
Yeah, and that's a good idea because, you want to feel good at a party or an event, and you
Absolutely.
sort of
That's
feeling
how
good
you
is
feel
looking good.
confident. You don't want to feel out of place. So
Yeah.
if you're, really underdressed, how do you have that confidence? And if you're overdressed, it's like, you could either say, I have another event right after this, or I'm in a costume, or you just own it. And if you don't have that extra outfit, just own it and rock it.
Okay, so what are some tips, because you strike me as a very confident woman, for confidence?
Being prepared, ironically. But
I
that's
love it.
how, like, I keep that extra stuff in a bag in my car. And I do the research I need to do so that I'm prepared and ready.
Yeah.
I make sure gifts are sent in advance so I don't have to worry about it day of. I take photos of myself of how it's not just also what you wear. Social media is everything. When you are in an outfit, you don't know how it's going to come across in a picture. And it's always going to, right, these days, like you're
Yeah.
definitely going to be photographed. You know that. So you also not only have to feel good in the outfit, you have to know it looks good also when you're taking a picture of it.
Oh, that's so you should take a picture before you leave or when you put it on.
Well, in advance, plan your outfits, take a picture. You'll remember what accessories, you'll remember how you put it together, you'll remember what you're wearing. You could even put it in your calendar. And in that way, also, you know what it's going to look like when you're being photographed so that you're not going to be like, oh my God, it was, it was too low cut or it was too, oh my goodness, it was sheer,
Yeah.
all the goodies. You want to make sure that when it's photographed, it's appropriate as well.
Yeah, no, that's great advice there. Any other tips for confidence in and out of an event, just in life in general?
Listen, I think women, and I don't know if men will admit it, but men too, and everyone that I've spoken to, we all have our insecurities.
Yeah.
To say that we're confident in the areas we feel strongly about. I think we all have some areas that we're not confident in. The point is, when you're prepared, whether it be for an event, whether it is to a meeting, for a dinner, it doesn't matter. If you already have everything set, what you're wearing, ideas of what you're going to talk about, who you're meeting with, when you're prepared, that's going to give you the confidence that you need to at least walk in the door with, your head held up high. You've already taken a picture in the way you look in it. You're
Yeah.
feeling good in it. You know, that is at, the first step or to getting you as confident as you can be.
No, I like that. I did. Yeah, it's key. No matter what you're doing, be prepared. If you have a big business meeting, you need to be prepared.
Right.
You're
Know
all
what you're
shaped up.
wearing, undergarments, how they look. It's been pictures. Know what you were planning on talking about. Doesn't mean you have to read off a script. It just means you have to be prepared.
Yes. Okay, I love that. So you are also a red carpet host.
Host, interviewer, absolutely.
Yeah, so that is amazing. How do you prepare for one of those events or gigs?
So again, knowing what I'm going to be wearing definitely helps and having my backup dresses
Yeah.
or whatever it is that I'm wearing. Trying to find out in advance who's going to be there. You
Okay.
cannot always get an entire list of who's going to be there. That's tough. A general idea of the types of people that are going to be there, as many names as you can get so you could research and just have some backup questions because there's always going to be something that goes wrong. Again, that could be an event, red carpet, on air, doesn't matter. Just be ready to pivot and go in a different direction if you need to. The confidence helps, having a sense of humor and not taking yourself too seriously. It really helps a lot. People think Queen of Exquisite Style. I think without knowing me, they think that I could be, possibly uptight or, I dress the part. I speak in different areas. I can be very confident. You know what? But I also know when to laugh at myself as well. And, just not take myself seriously and laugh with the person I'm interviewing and just have a good
Yeah.
time with.
I like that. So
Be able to do that as well.
yeah, who's the most interesting person you've interviewed on the red carpet?
Hmm. That's a great question. I think there's just been so many. I couldn't pick just one. I would just say that one of the funnest ones for me is when it's not an event you'd expect me to be at. Generally, again, I'm brought into situations to elevate the experience, bring a lot of class to the event, make it more elegant. So when I have people that are unexpected and not so sophisticated, and I get to talk to them, and I had one situation where somebody was like, repeat after me, drip. I was like, all right, here we are. They're like, pose. Okay, so I just went with it. It was fun, and we're still friends. We became friends after that. And, we try and send each other different kinds of business. It's just about having a good time and going with it.
Yeah. So who was that person? Anyone famous?
Uh, it's somebody that does interviews. You know what? I don't like to give out names in that way just because I want to be able to work and I don't want them to get mad at me. And as you know, like you give out too much information, I won't have a job tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I said not the worst. I said the best. The worst might be. Who was the biggest asshole you
I
ever?
won't say the best or the worst. It's all an experience and I'm glad to have it and I'm blessed to have the work.
Yes, good attitude. All right, I want to talk about one of the companies you created called Party in a Box. That's what I call my vagina. But I want to hear about I'm just kidding. It used to be, what your business is.
So, not that kind of box, although I do often, I can't tell you how many times I get requests for a man in a box. I get a lot, and that's for both men and women,
That's
interestingly enough. I
hilarious.
get a lot of requests for that. I'm working on that. I will say that during COVID, I was really just trying to help my clients out. They had purchased a lot of inventory, didn't know what to do. Everything was suddenly shut down. I just really wanted to help them. I'm just a really nice person. I really genuinely just felt horrible for them. All of a sudden, all these things, all this money
Yeah.
shut down. So I said, and the great thing is I worked with clients and there's a lot of trust and faith in me. Trust your event planner. If you're hiring somebody for their experience, trust them. That's another big tip. They
Yeah.
trust me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to figure something out for you. Genuinely, I took a lot of the elements that they pre-purchased and sent it in this huge box all over the country to their guests, figured out Zoom and started hosting Zooms. It really went over really well. It just went over really well. And people kept asking me, it was originally meant to just help those during COVID.
Yeah.
It went over so well so that people asked, can you just make me one? I streamlined it, turned it into its own company, and now Party, the letter N box was born. And what's so great about it is it's like a 20 by 20 box. You open it up, balloons fly out. Don't worry, there is something on top that says, please open carefully indoors and please record upon opening. So they open this up, it's big surprise balloons, and it's curated inside with different things that are specific to the recipient. So it's really special. And I have to say, seeing those videos, I never share unless I get permission, but it's seeing the videos and the reactions of the people getting it, and then they share their reaction with the sender. It is so incredible. It's so personalized.
Yeah.
It just brightens up everybody. I have to tell you, it makes me so emotional. I've seen people cry. I've seen people laugh. People have told me it's the best gift they've ever received. So it really means a lot to me that it helped so many people during COVID, and it continues now as a gift experience. So really what you put out there, you get back. And I did it for the right reasons from the bottom of my heart. And it just came back it's been amazing. And I just feel really fortunate to have a following and people who trusted me to say, okay, do it, go for it. And I did, and it was great.
That's great. Okay, so if people can't be with somebody, like a parent or a sibling on their birthday, they can contact you and then you'll go out and do the shopping and put the box together and ship it to them?
Oh, well, you could go online and order one of our classic boxes,
Okay.
or you can contact Party in Box and we can curate one. I can work with you, or we do have a team of people that work on custom boxes. So it doesn't have to just be for a birthday. It could be retirement. It's any occasion.
Oh,
It's a happy occasion. And it's not about we can shop absolutely, but it's about trusting us and making the recommendations. So if you tell me, or let's say your producer calls me and says, I want to make a surprise birthday box for Madison, it's about us doing the research about you and putting the elements that we know will be special to you. So maybe
aw,
you're next to Madison with just different elements that'll really reflect you and the person that's sending it to you. And
I
then
love
there's a whole video. It's a whole experience, actually. It's really fun. It's exciting. And again, custom, it's more costly. You can always get something, but no matter what you decide on, it's really special. And it's a surprise every time. Doesn't matter that even if you know that the balloons are gonna, open when you get this box, it's still like this amazing feeling. We all love getting packages.
Oh
This
my
is like a
gosh,
huge
yeah.
box and with balloons and exciting gifts inside meant for you.
That's really special. I hope in my life I get one of those. So, how do the balloons stay inflated in the box?
Well, if I tell you that, I can't give away all the secrets,
Oh,
Madison.
you're right. Okay.
Okay. They are inflated. We do make sure, and there's a lot of work that goes involved in coordinating even the delivery, the shipping, all those things. Colorado's a tough one. Believe me.
Oh,
By the way, just the elevation of the air and within shipping, all those things like are all thought out before anything is shipped out. I mean, there's so much consideration that goes into it. So when you get that box, it is in perfect condition.
interesting. And then what about like do you guys have like a price range if somebody says, "Hey, I want a party in a box, but I only have $200?"
That's what actually, if you go on our website, www.party, the letter N, box.com, you can get again one of our classic boxes. So it could be cake and balloons, it can be cake balloons and a lot of gifts, or it could be custom made. We do a lot of work with the realtors. They love it because they can call me, or they pre-order and they'll send one out, within a day whenever they're closing.
Yeah.
A lot of companies love it for end of the year. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be even with a distant thing. You could be in the same room and have it sent to the person. I said being prepared before an event, or you're going somewhere. You never want to go empty-handed. You send it in advance so it arrives, and you could be there with the person opening it up and sharing the experience.
Yeah.
It's just that it's fun because it's custom curated for the person receiving it. And while the cake is more of an individualized between 4 and 4.5 inch cake, you could eat it all yourself, or you could split it about 4 or 5 ways if you needed to.
Yeah. That's cool. I think that's such a brilliant idea. COVID was such a pain in the ass, but there was a lot of good that came out of it as well.
I'll tell
People,
you, and Party in Box helped the bakeries. It helped so many industries,
yeah.
and it gave me access to the highest end videographers, photographer, things like that. Even celebrities that helped me co-hosted, celebrity chefs, spa leaders, they weren't doing anything else. So they're like, sure. When we reached out to them, they're like, sure. So it also gave me the opportunity to work with so many people I didn't otherwise work with. So
Yeah.
great.
That's awesome. So how do you balance it all? Like, do you have a family as well? Like, it seems like you've got your hands in so many different things. Like, what is your kind of work-life balance?
Still working on the work-life balance. I love what I do. So I do work nonstop. I really do. But I love what I do. So it's like I'm not working a day in my life. I love the fact that I'm in so many different areas of entertainment. It never gets boring. I just love it. It lights me up. It makes me happy. Uh, really, I just love it. People I work with become my friends, and my clients. You work together for so long. It's friends, clients, they are my family. So I just
Yeah.
love it. I just love everything I do, and in every area I do it in. I just bring the joy and bring the fun. I bring the party where I go.
Yeah, no, you seem like you've got great energy and are a lot of fun to party with.
Actually, I am.
What's your favorite cocktail?
It really, again, it's situational. I go everything from a wine. I love one of my favorite things, particularly as we go into summer. I love a muddled orange with either tequila if I really want to be up for a long time,
Yeah.
or vodka with a splash of club soda. Light on the calories and tasty, natural. I get my vitamin C. We're good.
I love that you said muddled because my main drink I'll order is like a Tito soda with 3 limes muddled. And it's always so funny because all my friends were like, seriously? So I always say to them, I go, with 3 limes muddled, if it's not a problem. And they're like,
Yeah, see,
oh,
but
it's fine.
everything's situational. Like I'll read you know what I mean? I'll read the room, or, wherever I am. I'm like, they're never going to handle muddled. Can you just squeeze, do you have oranges? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
can you just squeeze my fruit?
Or, what, can I have 3 orange slices and then I'll just squeeze it in myself so that I'm not a big pain in the butt.
Yeah, right. You don't want to go to Applebee's and request that drink.
Yeah, I don't go to Applebee's generally, but if I'm there, yes, I'll just ask for the 3 slices. But
That was great. I don't go to Applebee's in general. Well, the only time I go to
I
Applebee's,
don't have anything against Applebee's. Just
right?
I wouldn't know.
Like when you're on a road trip or you're in the middle of when's the last time I think it was like 3 years ago I was at an Applebee's because we were at way upstate New York where it's like the middle of nowhere. We had to drive an hour and a half just to get to a Bed Bath and Beyond to get some new sheets for the house. And there wasn't a lot of options in Plattsburgh, New York. It's like the middle of the nowhere.
Well, I've been,
So we saw
yes,
Applebee's and I said, that's my jam.
there you go. I bet you have good margarita. See, I go in there and I'd ask for a margarita. I'm sure they know how to do that. So I'll walk into a place and just, in my head be like, they're not gonna know what I'm talking about when I say metal to orange. Or I mean no disrespect by that. I just mean that, like, you know what? I don't want to overcomplicate it, and I don't want to sound stuffy. I'm just going to ask for either 3 slices of orange if I'm really in the mood, but really I'm just going to go with the flow and be like, I bet you they make some good margaritas. No salt. Make sure there's
Yeah.
a straw. We're good.
Well, exactly. So your kind of main hashtag, really, like your business is like Queen of Exquisite Style. So do you have any good kind of shopping tips and places you go to find great pieces? And let's tailor to everybody here. So don't say Chanel. Uh,
Well, I have to say, I certainly have my favorite places, and it's not necessarily for everyone, but I think first of all, my clients were the ones that gave me the nickname Queen of Exquisite Style. While I have a great eye for detail, it's not because I am so haute couture that that's what my gift is. I think it's because I can relate to everyone at every budget and at every price point. And it's, yes, certain things, I think classics are really helpful if they're designer. It doesn't have to be that way. I think there's plenty of things that you can do that really don't have to cost a lot of money. And if you don't mind, I'm going to give you an example.
yeah.
I won't give, I really don't like giving out the names because I don't want to, they may not love that I mentioned it, but they were with me. It is a really high end designer. And I had gone there. I had a dress, and I was styling it, and I was really having some trouble. So I asked them to give me their version of what they felt it should be styled like, and I still wasn't feeling it. I went into their store. I was like, "That's it. I'm going in." And what feels to me like a rock star moment is when I can go into any designer store and they'll let me borrow whatever I want for free. So and knowing that, I was still looking at the different items and the different things that they recommended, and I didn't feel like it was right. So I saw some ribbon. I just saw some ribbon. And by the way, if we talk about fashion for spring, summer, I'm going to share this with you as well. It works for that.
Yes.
So I saw some ribbon, and I'm like, "Can I have some of that ribbon?" They're like, "No, no, no, we wrap our boxes with that." I'm like, "I know what you do with it." I said, "Can I have some ribbon? Can I have it for the length of my neck?" And they cut it for me. They're like, "Sure." I'm like, "Great. Can I borrow that earring?" And I put the earring on the neck. And what I did was I made a choker out of it and with their earring, and it really styled the dress nicely. Now I blew them away. They were like, "You're right. It so went with the dress. It was better."
Wow.
And they're like, but they actually said to me, "My God, you're the queen of exquisite style. How are you going to explain it? We don't actually sell this. We should, we might, but we don't sell this." And I said, "I'm going to tell everybody exactly what I did." Now I could have borrowed anything in that store at any price point. And again, I'm talking about one of the highest end designers. And I still went with the free ribbon and an earring to style it. So
Interesting. So are you telling me that chokers are back in style?
I do. I will tell you that actually very strong for spring, summer are chokers with the big flowers. So that's a big must for spring,
Oh,
summer. But that's just what looked best with the dress. I used it with the earring. You know what I mean? That looked like a little charm on the choker. It was a free ribbon. Anybody could have gotten it. The earring, no, but
yeah.
you can put anything on it. You can take any kind of, let's say, if you get a velvet flower or a satin flower, you can use a hot, glue gun, put it on if you're crafty. I'm not crafty. I can put an earring on, but I'm not a
Yeah.
crafty person. But yeah, you could do it as simply as that, or you can buy one from one of the high-end fashion houses and spend thousands of dollars, your choice.
So I'm just thinking, how did you put the earring on? What type of earring? Because I was thinking it's not a stud because it would have stabbed you.
It was a stud.
Oh,
I just had to like lean down a little bit, and there was a charm, and I had it just go down just a little bit. I always wear this, my dad's ring. I'm always wearing my dad's ring, but I
oh,
went like this, and I just put the earring in, and it hung sort of like, if you understand what I'm saying, it just sort of
yeah.
hung a little bit like that, and it worked. I'll send you the picture when we're done, just so you can see. But they were blown away. They couldn't believe it. They were like, "You could have anything in this store and you're using a free ribbon." And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Am I wrong?" And they're like, "No, spot on."
That's
So there you
that's
have it.
amazing.
That's why I think that I was coined Queen of Exquisite Style.
Yeah,
Yes, I like the finer things. Yes, I like, I can really recognize, the dupes from, the real thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with any of it. I think the point is that to make it fashion forward, to make it look good, make it classic. I think that's what's important. And you can do that at any price point. And I think being able to relate to everyone at everybody's budget, breaking it down in a way that
yeah.
people understand, so it's right for them. It's not about, and yeah, you could spend, hundreds of thousands of dollars. That doesn't make you stylish.
No, no,
You know,
not at all. Because
being
there's
logoed head to toe just says, I
being
spent a lot of
logoed.
money, doesn't mean
No,
that you have
being
style.
being logoed head to toe tells the world you're poor. That's the thing.
Yeah, you just spent all your money on that.
It's your poor because rich people don't dress like that. You'll see no logos on their body when they're truly rich. That's
Actually, truly rich, I'll tell you
fascinating.
this, high-end designers have their own line of products that the rest of the public don't even know about, that's not logoed at all. So it's still
Yeah,
these high-end designers. So super rich don't actually, you're right.
yeah.
But there's a even higher in line that that they don't show the public.
I got to get there. I'm manifesting.
So, so that's all part of it too. Again, I think style really comes from just knowing how to make whatever you have at hand work.
Yeah.
That's what style, bringing out your personality, your taste, knowing what looks good on you, keeping that in mind, and what makes you feel confident. Because you could put on a rag, but if you walk it like you're on the runway, like you're a supermodel, all eyes are going to be on you because of that confidence. That really is.
Yeah.
I know, it sounds hokey, but it really is true. If you feel confident in what you're wearing, you're going to rock it. And you
It's
can
so
look
true.
amazing.
Yeah. No, it definitely is true. And you can kind of get it at any point. I have a friend who is very well off financially, and every time we go out, I'll say like, "Oh my gosh, I love your outfit. Where is it from?" And she'll be like, "Target." I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
You
"How
know,
do you find such great stuff at Target?" She was like, "You just gotta look." I was like,
you just have to know how to put it together. It's not about,
"That's what she
yes,
does."
like
Yeah.
you can put me anywhere. And really, you could throw me into any store and I'll know. I mean, it might take me a while. And by the way, people think it's so easy and, no, it takes time and planning. So let's
Yeah.
get that out of everybody's mind too. If somebody looks good, I know that everybody loves to say, oh, I just woke up like this. No, I did.
Yeah.
I spent hours, hair, makeup, getting ready. Let's not pretend, that it was so effortless. Okay. We're just trying to make it look that way, but it's time and energy. I have, people out all the time, like, what? I just got, booked for 5 events. I need it for this, and that, and a backup to every single one. That's how I do it. There's
Yeah.
always a backup, always. So, stop thinking that everybody wakes up looking perfect. Everybody is so confident. We all have our insecurities. It's about overcoming that. It's about pushing forward. It's about loving yourself as much as you can, or
Yeah.
finding something that you love about yourself,
Yeah.
every day. And, if we could all do that, put our best foot forward, I think this would be a happier world if we could all recognize that.
Well, exactly. And I always tell people when they say, "Well, I just don't have the confidence or I don't have the self-worth." I'm like, this is my big thing. I say, "Okay, close your eyes, really relax. And I want you to fast forward to your deathbed. You got 5 minutes to live. What are your regrets? Are you still feeling unconfident?" And they're like, "No, no." That's a weird exercise. I'm like, "No, it's not." Because when you get to your deathbed, which could happen at any moment for any one of us, you're not going to care what somebody thought and you're not going to feel unconfident. You're going to wish you had been more confident and lived an amazing life. So I always
And
call
done
it
everything you
exercise.
wish you've done what you wanted to do. So
Yeah.
go, and people also ask me about with that. I think it starts with find one piece of yourself that you love, and then every day and look in the mirror and find something else that you love. Find that love and choose your words carefully.
Yes.
Be clear. Stop saying how much you hate yourself and things like, and you wish this and you wish that. Why don't
Yep.
you, instead of change the way you speak? Start saying, focusing on that one thing. You know what? I really am good at styling.
Yeah.
I really, what? I like my waist. I feel good about that. Find that one
And
thing that you're confident about. You know what? Dress yourself like that. Put that forward. Think about how you snatch that waist with that outfit. Like, think about that as you're walking out the door, and like,
yeah.
give yourself a positive message. Eventually you'll brainwash yourself. If you don't believe it even right away, it'll come to you. Stop focusing on the negative. Focus on the positive.
And that is so well said, because yeah, your words have so much power. And I know, as us women, we're the most guilty of it. We look at ourselves in the mirror after the shower, and I it's hard to find one woman who's like, "No, I love my body. It's great." She always wants to
Actually,
lose
I have
5 pounds,
found
one
people
pound.
and you in the most unexpected places, and they are my inspiration because they're not those perfect supermodel uh you know women, and they love themselves so much. I love that. And I try and learn from them. I find actually supermodels or models in general are more insecure than anyone else.
Yes. Well, yeah, and it's just the pressure they have. But I think it's important that, even if you want to lose 5 pounds or 10 pounds or whatever the heck it is, that you're saying and looking in the mirror and being like, I love my body. My body, I'm healthy. I'm able to do the things I want. I don't want to be perfect because perfection doesn't exist. But instead of saying like, ugh, I look so gross, like, ugh, but that's the language that most of us used to use and a lot of women still do use. And it's like,
I
don't
agree
hate
with
it.
you. I agree with that, but I think we need to change the narrative. And I think it's time to say, you know what? I love myself. Let's stop hating on everybody.
Yeah.
Stop with the body shaming. I'll
Yeah.
say, I have to say it's incredible to me because this has been quite a focus in fashion and events. Fashion Week this year was really all about different shapes and sizes. Victoria's Secret did a fashion show with all different size bodies. That was a big surprise. Vogue just came out with a model casting looking for models also in all shapes and sizes. So it's out there. People are recognizing that, beauty comes in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, it definitely does. The most important thing though is that you're healthy. So you can't celebrate a huge waistline if you're going out and eating McDonald's because that's crazy. You need to be healthy. But some people that are very healthy just have a bigger waistline. That's the beauty we need to celebrate. But we don't want to like glorify unhealthy lifestyles.
No,
Like,
what we want to
don't go to
glorify
McDonald's.
is there's beauty in us all.
Exactly.
We all
Exactly.
have something to give, and let's stop hating on everybody else.
Yeah.
People have reached out to me, oh, are you anorexic or, I mean, and I'm like, stop body shaming. You know what? I eat a healthy diet.
Yeah, you work
I'm
out probably.
comfortable. I do what I have to do to look my best, moving, whatever I do, put myself together. I didn't have anybody, by the way, I never had anybody teaching me that growing up. I came from Brooklyn, immigrant parents. People don't expect that of me. No, I think the reason why I have the eye for detail is because I had to teach everything like for myself, I had to learn, go get a manicure, go, do this and that, what goes together. My parents were busy working. I had to figure it
Yeah.
out myself. And
Yeah.
I did figure it out. Ask for help when you need to, find the things you love, and stop focusing on what other people are doing. We can all do great things and help each other elevate.
Right, exactly. There's nobody's in competition with you. You're only in competition with yourself. Because
Right.
what's meant for you will be for you. And what's meant for them will be for them.
Absolutely. Well said.
Well, yeah, well, thank you. Okay, so where can people find you, follow you, book you, all that jazz?
So you can find me on Instagram at Shelli, Shelli_Stelmak. You can
Okay.
go to Party in Box website. We're about to launch a YouTube channel. I have LinkedIn. We're about to launch all the different platforms between Shelli Stelmak, Queen of Exquisite Style, and Party in Box. So we're in the middle of a huge rebranding, so be sure and look that up. I can't
Love
wait to
it.
have your reaction of what you see because it really is across so many different things and bringing in all areas of entertainment.
I like it. Well, your party in a box sounds better than my party in a box. Uh,
Well, I haven't seen your parting box, but I don't need to. I can,
oh, hey,
but I'll
no
send you
judge
one of
yet.
mine.
We'll have a few tequilas and then you can decide. No,
I'll just send you one of mine. We'll go from there.
okay, perfect, perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the next Madison podcast. You are amazing. And thank you to everyone else who's listening, wherever you may be. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time to find out who's next. Hey, your host here, Madison Malloy. Please make sure to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms, and please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at contact@nexttomadison.com. I thank you again for listening. Bye.